Hello everyone, welcome to Love Life. You are here with me, your host, Matthew Hussey, and we have a caller on the line today. So Nima, tell me, what did you want to talk about today?
Sure. So I'll give you a little bit of background before I ask you my question. So I'm Indian, and I'm being set up with someone by my parents. And I've spoken to this person, but I haven't met him. But this weekend, he's flying into town from another city to meet me. From what I can tell, he seems really smart. He's quite shy. And so I often find myself in the situation where someone will set me up, and I have a very short amount of time in which to sort of make a first pass or a first cut. And there's a lot of pressure. So I'm wondering, firstly, if you can channel some of his kind of fears or concerns that he might have about, being set up through parents. And also, is it really possible to make a good impact in a short amount of time? I like what I know of him so far, so what can I do to sort of make this go well?
Yeah, I love your questions. I think, God, you clearly are very self-aware and intelligent from the questions you've asked. I think, firstly, it's really important, there are differences in culture, right? But human beings, they all carry certain traits. And a very human trait is we don't like to be sold something. We want to feel like we're buying it of our own decision. We want to feel like we're making that decision based on what we want, not based on what somebody else wants. So people don't like to be sold. That doesn't mean you can't sell them, right? It just means that they want to feel like it's their decision. So right now, the difficulty of any situation where it's arranged is that both of you want to feel like that decision has been made organically, that you want the thing that's in front of you, and you've got to help him feel like he's doing the choosing, not that this is just some arranged thing that he either doesn't have a say in or that he feels has been imposed on him. So that's the starting point, is that he shows up, he's like, well, maybe my parents think this person might be good for me, but do they really know what I want? Do they really know what sort of person I'm into? So I think that it's important in some way to expose that elephant in the room. So even if that means when you're on the date, you kind of joke about it. And you're like, well, my parents seem to think you'd be great for me, right? And laugh about it a little bit and say, I have to figure that out. I'm still working that out. I like what I've seen so far. And let him.
I can say that.
Yeah, of course you can, but you're saying it in a, you're being kind of playful with it. You're not being overly serious with it. You can even if you said that in the first 5 minutes, it's like, well, I like the first 4 minutes that I've seen. You could joke with it. Don't be too serious with it. At the end of the day, just because you've been set up, it doesn't mean that you're not going to like each other anyway. It just means that you have to help him feel like, oh, she also acknowledges that this is kind of a tough situation, that our parents decided we might go well together, but we don't necessarily think so yet. Now, when you can say, well, obviously your parents thought I'd be great for you because I'm awesome. That's clear. But I know you won't even question that. You could joke about that as well. And if he's shy, he's going to enjoy you drawing it out of him a little bit, rather than you being the exact same way. Be the person who shines a bit of a light on the awkwardness of the situation. So that's the first thing. And then secondly, in terms of you showing him or making an impact in a short space of time, you don't need someone to fall in love with you in a short space of time. You just need them to be curious about you.
Yeah, it's sort of like you want to at least get to the point, if there is mutual interest, that we will meet once more. That's kind of the goal.
Right.
Not anything beyond that.
And you know what? You don't even need to at this stage go for interest. You can go for curiosity. Curiosity is the beginning of attraction. That moment where you can get curiosity before you've even spoken to someone. You could see someone across the room, be making eyes at each other, and then when you leave 5 minutes later, you're going, God, I'm curious about that person. I want to know about them. And it's not necessarily that you even consciously think you're attracted to them yet. You're just intrigued by them and you want to know
Intrigued.
more. So
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't overly focus on, how do I get him interested? I would just focus on how do I, in this space of time, make him feel a sense of intrigue about me as a person. And
Okay.
and that's about, you having stories that convey qualities that he might like. So if you have stories from your past that show a sweet side of you, or a playful side of you, or a strong side of you, stories will always help you convey qualities in a short space of time. Because
Right.
if we spend 6 months together, we'll have our own moments where you've seen how I interact with different situations, and those might get you going. Those might make you feel like, God, this person is right for me. I saw the way he handled that. But in a short space of time, you're not seeing each other interact with different
Right.
experiences. So you
Yeah.
have to transport those experiences into the now by talking about things that have happened in the past. And those, if you talk about the way you've reacted to things in the past, or even if you talked about, do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have a twin brother,
A
actually.
twin brother. Are you close?
Yeah.
So, even if you tell a story about a time with your twin brother where you looked out for him, or, where you were there for him, or where, he did something really sweet for you because he loves you so much. Those moments show either that you're either telling a story that shows that you're lovable, right? Or you're telling a story that shows that you really nurtured someone else. There's someone you really care about, which shows you're a caring person. So telling stories from the past is a really great way to almost cheat and give him an impression of you that would normally take months for him to get.
Months. Exactly. I come up with this a lot, where it's just like half an hour or even a whole day, and it's like you can't convey everything about yourself in such a short period of time. So
Right.
having these few key stories seems like
And,
excellent advice.
and don't be embarrassed to have those stories ready. Don't think that everything always has to come spontaneously. Sometimes you can have those stories in your head already that that you tell really well. That's part of any great comedy act is a rehearsed script. Part of any great Broadway show is a rehearsed script. Don't think that a date is so different. Of course, there will be spontaneous moments because you're two human beings, but that doesn't mean that you can't have moments where you tell a story that you tell a lot because it goes down really well.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. We have time for one quick question related to this too.
Ask me.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you just, I always struggle also with what is one thing you can say to show someone that you're interested in them without scaring them off?
You mean before you've ever spoken to them, or are you saying someone you just see across the room? How do you say something to them, or someone that you've been set up on a date with?
Kind of at the end of the date. Let's say you spend some time together.
Okay, so you've spent an hour or two together. You now want to show that you are interested in them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you could be kind of coy about it, and you can be like, well, I guess I agree with a few of the things my parents said. I guess my parents do seem to have good taste. Have a little moment where it's almost like you're kind of almost reluctantly agreeing with your parents. Well, I have to, I have to admit, when my parents say that I'm going to like someone, or when they try to choose something for me, I'm always reluctant, pick like a really bad TV show that your parents like, like, I don't know, Everybody Loves Raymond or something. And you could be like, well, my parents thought you'd be good, but then again, they love Everybody Loves Raymond. So, how much can they be trusted? But in this particular case, they were kind of right. And then do whatever you want to do, give him a kiss on the cheek or give him a kiss or whatever, and then walk away, and then, leave him with that thought. So just be a little coy about it, and almost sometimes it helps to show that you're reluctantly slipping into liking someone. It's kind of cute that way.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Very nice.
Beautiful. Well, Nima, thank you so much for calling in. I feel like this has been such this has been kind of a unique phone call, and I think the advice we've covered isn't just going to be relevant to you. I think it's going to be relevant to so many people out there, because this even, is relevant to people who just get set up on a blind date or matched by their friends, and their friends think they'd be great for someone, but they don't know yet. So I think your question is fantastic, and I'm sure it will have helped so many people out there. So thank you.
I'm so glad for that. And thank you so much again. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to speak with you. So thank you.
Thanks, Nima. Well, listen, have a wonderful date. Good luck with it and enjoy it and just relax and have fun. And I look forward to hearing about it. Call in and let us know how it goes, all right?
I will. I will do that. All right. Thank you,
All
Matt.
right. Thanks, Nima. Take care.
Bye.
If you want to ask a question here on Love Life, you can call in. It's 844-204-6288. That's 844-204-MATT with 2 T's. Call in, ask us your question. I would love to answer it, and you and I can be speaking live on Love Life. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.